friends, thanks for being here. It's Kelly. I want to show you on day 24 the Santa cut file from Paige's 25 Days of Christmas Cut Files bundle. I added stars to Santa's good list, which I know we're all on. So let's head to Silhouette Studio and get started. So here's the cut file as you open it, and it's so cute. I've made it pretty much the whole left side of my page, leaving the right side for a couple photos. And I've gone ahead and done offsets for all the pieces that of clothing for Santa. I'm just going to show you again how I do that. You've seen it before, but for anyone new, I've made a copy of the cut file and set it off the page. And I'm going to take the copy and release the compound path. And just going to change it to white so we can see it better. So now all the pieces in the cut file are separated, and what you can do is drag each piece off the mat individually and using the offset tool. Yours may be in a different place on your toolbar, but I have the designer edition. So open the offset tool, and I like to offset at 0.070 for this size of cut file. And you go back and drag out the original piece, and you're left with a piece that your silhouette can cut and you can put in behind the mitten. I cut Santa out of white AC cardstock. Oops, opened the wrong window there. So I'm going to show you again. Offset at 0.070, and then go back and drag out the original piece, and you're left with an offset of it, which you can use to cut your desired paper on your cameo silhouette. I'm just going to show you one more time. We're going to do the boot. Dragged it off the mat. Made a cut file at 0.070 and erased the original piece, and now we're left with a mitten and a boot. And in my case, I made Santa's suit red. This is the fur at the bottom of his jacket, and so that would typically be white. I've shown it in bright pink on my sample just so you could see it better when it's placed behind the white cut file. And one more time, let's do a sleeve, offset it at 0.070, and that would be red too. So when I save my backing pieces, I just place them behind the original cut file and store it in my library. I might call it 25 Days of Cut Files, Day 24 Santa with backing pieces, something like that, just so it's labeled a little different than the original that you purchased from Paige. You'll find the link to purchase the bundle, 25 Days of Christmas Cut Files, in the description box. They were all super awesome. If you've been following Paige's group and friends at the Happy Scrappy Place, you saw lots of inspirations. And so now let's go to working on the banner and add stars to it. And what you want to do is erase everything off the page except for the banner, like isolate it so we can work with it. So that's what I'm doing there. I just want to be left with the banner. We'll move it into the center here so you can see it. And this is actually two individual pieces because the scroll bends over at the top. And I want to make it just one item before I offset it. So I'm going to group the two pieces together. And again, with the offset feature, offset it at 0.070 and drag out the original pieces just to be left with an offset. It's made a teeny tiny piece of a cut file there, just the shape of the scroll. So if you release the compound path, you're able to erase that little piece because you really don't want it cut. or you can just use the eraser in Silhouette Studio. So we're not going to use that anymore. We'll get rid of it. The scroll, I'll just color it blue so when we add the stars or put it behind, you can easily see it. Now the stars I used was a star background from last year's bundle. There's lots of pages, cut files that would work, or if you have any cut file that includes stars, copy one and make your own background. But I'm opening up Paige's star background here, and we'll do a copy and paste from our other screen. We'll bring in the scroll. Let's do a little cleanup in the toolbar. So I want this over on the screen with the star cut file. I'm going to change it to clear just so you can see the stars when we bring it over here. Oops, didn't want Santa. We actually want the scroll. So Command C, Command V. There we go. Now I wanted the bottom of the scroll to have fewer stars than the top. And so I just picked a spot in the background here that allowed for that. And so I just situate it right around here. And the command we're going to execute, we actually want a copy of the scroll to bring back later. So I almost forgot to do that. So do a Command C, Command V to make a copy of the scroll and set it off the side. So the tool that we're going to use is Modify Crop, and that'll get rid of all the stars except for the ones behind the scroll cut file that you created. And as you can see, there are some little pieces that really aren't necessary for your Cameo to cut. They're just too tiny to really be noticed, and they'll probably fall underneath the white cut file actually. So you can go along and just clean it up so there's less for your Cameo to cut. I actually moved a few stars too, just to fill in any spaces that I thought I wanted a little fuller. And in some cases I did a copy paste of another star and just moved it into the space. So take some time to just do a little cleanup. And that looks pretty good. So let's move out a bit here, bring back our outline and put it over top. You want to group these together as well, just so nothing moves out of place. So we're going to move the outline back over top of the stars. We'll zoom in here and just make sure that all the stars that are partial stars touch the edge of the outline. So once you've finished that, we're going to go ahead and group everything together and copy it over back to our original screen where we have Santa. So we can place it in behind the cut file there, and you can see how easy that was. Didn't take much of an effort at all. But of course, if you have any questions at all, please just leave a comment down below. Likes and subscribes are appreciated. And please let me know if you'd like to see any other details or tricks that I may be able to share with you. But I'm hoping that you all have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.